It's just a way easier product to have out there. It's an engineered design. We just mix it and use it.
Time-wise, it's saved a ton of time out here.
Quality of that material is guaranteed to me every time. That mortar goes up on the wall, put on the boards, and masons are working.
So spec mix is really the way the future is going to be.
Spec mix silo has made it easier as far as being able to mix mud faster, being able to get the false set out of it in time to get it into the hopper and get mud up to the guys faster.
Every time we dump a bag into that silo, it's the same as the last 50 bags we dumped in prior.
When you mix them by hand, like we used to do years ago, is that you might get too much sand in it, you might get too much Portland, you might get too much lime.
If there's too much Portland in there, it's setting up faster. There's too much sand in there, you can't lay your brick properly.
You know, and I've mixed for a lot of years, and with sand, with the field mix, you still ain't getting the same consistency every single batch. Every shovel's not going to weigh the same as sand.
As far as the product itself, I like it. It's good for our industry because with the specs that you have to have, the specifications, it's all done at the plant. We don't have to worry about doing it here and making sure that it's right. That it comes out, it's all to the specs that the architect wants, so we just have to dump it in a hopper and put it in the mixer and go.
The mortar's all going to be uniform. The color of the mud joints, whether you're using colored mortar or their regular standard gray, it's all uniform colored.
Everything's real consistent. It doesn't matter if it's 80-pounder or 3,000-pound bag. The consistency is always there.
That means the buildings are going to be the same all the way up the building. There's not going to be spots in there that the laborers threw in too much sand, so when they wash it, you get a high gloss because the sand comes out.
Braun Intertech, SDS testing, whoever the engineering company is that's testing your mortar, it is more consistent for us. And it's just a given that they're not going to have any problems. We're not going to have to go through a bunch of paperwork and prove that our product, we're not going to have to give an extra warranty because there's a question in your mix design.
They ask, what are you going to use? Spec mix, and it's done.
We go through about 10 bags a day. I don't have to slow down because I know the tender's keeping up.
I had to have 17 batches of spec mix out by 7 o'clock. We had 25 bricklayers on the job, and that was an everyday deal with 3 different colors of spec mix and a grout core fill.
So we're going through 20-some batches in 4 or 5 hours. So I don't think he could keep up with a traditional mix.
I have one guy sitting back by the mixing station. He doesn't have to stay there all the time because of the convenience of the material. He is also setting up scaffold and cleaning up while he is also mixing batches of mud for the various people on the job site.
You know, when you're pushing out 17 batches of mud a morning, you can't have 25 guys laying there. That'd be down the road.
Yeah, there's us on labor costs, and production-wise, we get a lot more done in a day.
We don't have to stop and hang around the mixing area and watch the paddle spin. We got more important things to do.
On this particular job site, it was a very tight spot, and they were putting in a bunch of utility work. So we had to be mobile with our mixing station. We had a silo set up. We lift up the silo, we move around, we were set back up within an hour.
Especially in the downtown areas, there's real confined spaces. They don't give you hardly any area to set up or mix, and that's when it really pays to have the silo.
Spec mix, if you got extra bags left, you take them right to another job, load them up on a truck and go.
When I get done with this area, we just pull the mixers out of there, take the towers, drop them down. They're on a truck and they're gone, they're out of here.
We did one last winter, matter of fact, where they only gave us enough room for about 3 pickups. And we had to set our pump and our mixer and our silo and all our bags, and we couldn't have done it if we would have had to have a sand truck come in every day.
That silo area is just immaculate. And that reflects upon us as a company, because if that's clean, the owner and whoever else involved, they look over at the rest of the building and they realize if they're that concerned about that mixing area, they must be concerned about the way they're putting the material in.
Another advantage of working with the silo as opposed to the bags and the sand pile is You know, anybody can pick up a 100-pound bag of cement off the top of a pallet, but when the pallet gets down and you're picking the bottom bags off there, you're doing a lot of bending, it's a lot of back work, and a lot of possible back strains if you're not picking with your knees, and when you're really hustling, it's easy to, you know, maybe come up with a strained back or an injured back.
The shoveling really kills on the guy's lower back, especially when the sand pile gets down, you're throwing the sand further and further.
Your back gets stressed, they throw their backs out, we have a work comp claim. Over here now, I just have one individual, and all he has to do is walk up and pull that arm. Material drops down. When there's enough, he pushes it back. We just eliminated a very high cost for the total company.
And I know I'm not killing them down there on days when it's 98 degrees down there. You know, we are friends, so I want to take care of them.
The biggest thing is in the wintertime is I don't have to worry about keeping that sand pile thawed out. We used to take culverts, pour the sand pile on top of them, and keep a torch burning in there to keep the sand pile thawed out.
Now, with SPEC mix, we heat up the water. Sometimes we heat up our silos, we mix it up. All your conditions are there. You can continue to work during the winter.
But we do get a lot of rain around here, and it's the way they deliver them, they are pretty well protected, and we need them that way, so that's a big plus. I don't have to worry about them if they deliver them off-site, and I don't even know where they, sometimes during the day, I don't have a chance to go check on the delivery, and I need to know that they're protected and safe.
Just recently we had a project in Stillwater on an historical old building, and the contractor wanted to match the old Mankato stone. Well, the building was built in the early 1800s.
Well, it's a restoration job. We're grinding and tuck pointing out the existing mortar joints. Part of the building was built in 1890, the other part was built in 1925. So we have to match the mortar strength of the 1890 and the 1925 building, which were a little different.
We called up SPEC Mix, they sent the representative down there, and he met with the contractor and matched the colors perfect.
I called up my salesman from SPEC Mix. He came out, we took mortar sample colors, we matched up the colors, we took test strength from a testing engineering outfit, and we matched up a strength color of the two different types of color that we needed.
When with SPEC Mix, we can call them up, tell them what we're looking for, they immediately have their engineering staff look at it, they design the mixes for us, send the mix designs to us, we submit the mix designs. It saves a lot of time.
If somebody wanted me to move back to a sand pile, I would try to seriously talk them out of it.
It's always an engineered design. This just makes it more bulletproof.
SPEC mix is really the way the future is going to be.